This year, the Supreme Court made decisions that many gun owners celebrated as victories. Rights were clarified, restrictions lifted, and so it seemed. But the truth is, the law is still a minefield. One wrong move, one small oversight, and you could be facing fines, losing your firearms, or even going to jail. And most gun owners don't even realize they're walking into these legal traps every single day. Imagine thinking you're fully protected under the law, only to discover that a single mistake, something you do all the time, could ruin everything you've worked for. Your guns, your freedom, your future. Today, we're going to expose the top 5 legal mistakes that could get you in serious trouble. Mistakes that even experienced gun owners are making without realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid to stay on the right side of the law, and protect yourself from consequences you never saw coming. These aren't just abstract warnings. People have been arrested, had their firearms seized, or faced penalties that could haunt them for years, all because they weren't paying attention to the fine print after the Supreme Court rulings. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because missing this information could put you at risk. Every tip in this video could save you from a legal nightmare, and you won't want to miss a single one. Stick around, because what you don't know could get you arrested tomorrow. Now, let's start at the bottom of the list. But don't be fooled. Even mistake number 5 has caught countless gun owners off guard, sometimes with devastating consequences. Mistake number 5. Buying accessories or magazines without checking legality. Many gun owners think that because they can legally own a firearm, they can also buy any accessory they want. Magazines, stocks, or other add-ons. But the reality is, the law didn't change as much as you might think. Take high-capacity magazines. For example, in some states, the new rulings didn't override local restrictions. Buying one could mean committing a federal or state crime without even realizing it. Picture this: you're at the gun store, picking up what seems like a harmless magazine. It fits your firearm perfectly, feels legal, and even the seller assures you it's fine. But in reality, you're already stepping into a legal trap. One inspection, one complaint, and suddenly your name is on a radar you never wanted to be part of. So, how do you avoid this? In the coming minutes, we'll cover practical, step-by-step measures to keep you completely safe and prevent mistakes like this. Make sure you stick around. You won't want to miss these tips that could save you from serious trouble. Mistake number 5 might seem small, but it's just the first domino. And if you think that's dangerous, wait until you hear mistake number 4. Mistake number 4. Using firearms in restricted ways despite SCOTUS rulings. Mistake number 4 is one that catches even experienced gun owners off guard. Using firearms in ways that are still restricted, even after the 2025 Supreme Court rulings. You might think that the court's decisions gave you unlimited freedom, but the truth is, there are still limits. Certain locations, activities, and scenarios remain strictly off-limits. Using your firearm in a prohibited area, or in a manner the law still forbids, can instantly turn a legal act into a criminal offense. Imagine heading out to the range or going on a hunting trip, thinking you're fully compliant. You follow the court's ruling to the letter, but unknowingly, local ordinances or federal restrictions still apply. Suddenly, what you thought was a safe, lawful activity becomes a potential criminal case. It could mean fines, firearm confiscation, or worse. And here's the part most gun owners don't see coming. These restrictions aren't always clearly posted or explained. You could be doing everything right on paper, and still be on the wrong side of the law. In the coming minutes, we'll break down exactly how to navigate these restrictions and stay completely safe, so you never fall into this trap. Stick around, because what you don't know could cost you everything. Mistake number 4 is dangerous, but mistake number 3, that's where things get truly personal, affecting your home, your family, and your firearms directly. Mistake number 3. Improper firearm storage. Mistake number 3 is deceptively simple, but it's one of the most dangerous mistakes a gun owner can make: improper storage of firearms. You might think keeping your guns in a drawer or a closet is enough, but the law disagrees. Many states still have strict requirements for how firearms must be stored, especially when minors or unauthorized users are nearby. One careless oversight can turn a responsible gun owner into a criminal overnight. Imagine this: you've done everything right so far. You followed the Supreme Court ruling, checked your accessories, and even stayed clear of restricted areas. But then, Someone gains access to your firearm because it wasn't secured properly. One accidental mishap, one complaint, and suddenly law enforcement is knocking at your door. And here's the kicker. Even if no one ever touches your gun, failing to comply with storage laws can still lead to severe penalties. You could face fines, license suspension, or worse, especially if a minor is involved. In the coming minutes, we'll show you exactly how to secure your firearms legally and safely, so you never have to worry about this mistake. Stick with us, because mistake number 2 is even more surprising, and most gun owners have no idea it's lurking right under their noses. Improper storage might seem basic, but its consequences are real, and if you thought that was bad, mistake number 2 will hit even closer to home. Mistake number 2. Ignoring state or local restrictions that still apply. Mistake number 2 is one of the most overlooked and most dangerous traps for gun owners. Ignoring state or local restrictions that still apply, even after the 2025 Supreme Court rulings. Many gun owners hear about the Supreme Court decisions and think that federal law now overrides everything else. They assume they can carry, store, and use their firearms however they want. But the reality? Local and state laws didn't just vanish. In fact, failing to follow them can put you in more immediate danger than federal issues ever could. Picture this. You're traveling to a neighboring state with your legally owned firearm. You feel confident, knowing you're following the Supreme Court ruling. But every state has its own rules. Magazine limits, carry restrictions, even zones where firearms are prohibited. One simple oversight, and you could be breaking the law without even knowing it. One traffic stop or complaint, and suddenly your freedom, and your firearms, are at risk. And it's not just about moving across state lines. Even within your own city, ordinances can be tricky. Certain parks, government buildings, or public events might still have strict limits. Most gun owners have no idea these laws exist until it's too late. In the coming minutes, we'll reveal exactly how to stay compliant no matter where you are, so you never fall into this legal trap. Stick with us, because mistake number 1, the most critical mistake every gun owner makes, is coming next, and it's one that can affect every single firearm you own. Mistake number 1. Failing to update license or registration info. And now, we've reached mistake number 1, the most critical mistake that can put every gun owner in serious legal jeopardy. Failing to update your license or registration information. This is the one mistake that sneaks up on even the most responsible gun owners. You might think you're following the law perfectly, but if your address, personal information, or firearm registration isn't up to date, you could be breaking the law without even knowing it. And the consequences, they can be immediate and severe. Imagine this. You've done everything right. You've purchased legally, stored your firearms properly, avoided restricted areas, and stayed compliant with state laws. But your license hasn't been updated since you moved. Or maybe a recent purchase hasn't been registered correctly. One inspection, one traffic stop, or one routine check could turn your life upside down. You could face fines, suspension of your license, confiscation of your firearms, or even criminal charges. What's worse, many gun owners don't realize that the clock is ticking. Some states require updates within days or weeks of moving or changing personal information. Miss that window, and suddenly the law isn't on your side anymore. And it doesn't stop there. Even renewing your license can be tricky. If paperwork is delayed or processing errors occur, you could unknowingly be carrying or owning firearms illegally. The risk is real, and the consequences are life-changing. Now, we're going to show you how to stay fully compliant with your licenses and registrations, along with other crucial measures to keep you and your firearms safe. But before we do, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and share this video, because missing this information could put you, your family, and everything you've worked for at risk. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now, and stay one step ahead of the law. How to stay safe and avoid these legal mistakes. You've seen the top 5 legal mistakes that could put any gun owner in serious trouble, even after the 2025 Supreme Court rulings. But knowing the mistakes isn't enough. The real question is, how do you protect yourself, your firearms, and your freedom? Let's go step by step, so you can stay completely safe and avoid falling into these traps. 1. Check accessories and magazines before purchasing. Mistake number 5 reminded us that just because an accessory fits your firearm doesn't mean it's legal. To stay safe, always verify both federal and local laws before buying magazines, stocks, suppressors, or any firearm accessory. Even sellers can be wrong. or unaware of local restrictions. Keep a list of trusted websites or government resources for your state. If unsure, consult a firearms attorney before buying. Avoid making assumptions. What's legal in one state might be illegal in another. 2. Know where and how you can legally use your firearms. Mistake number 4 showed how easy it is to unknowingly use your firearm in restricted ways. Remember, SCOTUS rulings did not make firearms legal everywhere. There are still zones, buildings, and events where carrying or using firearms is prohibited. Tips: research local ordinances before you head out. When traveling between states, check each state's regulations, especially for carry, magazine limits, and storage requirements. Keep a small, accessible guide or app to reference laws wherever you go. 3. Secure your firearms properly. Improper storage, mistake number 3, is deceptively dangerous. A firearm in the wrong hands can be catastrophic. Proper storage protects you, your family, and your rights. Tips: always store firearms in a locked safe or gun cabinet. Use trigger locks or other safety devices, especially if there are minors in your home. Check state-specific storage laws, because requirements vary widely. Regularly inspect storage methods to ensure continued compliance. 4. Follow all state and local restrictions carefully. Mistake number 2 taught us that state and local laws didn't disappear with the Supreme Court rulings. Ignoring these regulations is a recipe for disaster. Tips: sign up for notifications from trusted state or local agencies. Join local gun owner groups or forums that share legal updates. Keep a current copy of your city and state firearm ordinances handy for reference. When in doubt, ask first before acting. Ignorance is not an excuse. 5. Keep your licenses and registrations current. Mistake number 1 is the most critical. Your license and firearm registrations are your legal lifeline. Failing to update them can cost you everything. Tips: immediately update your license and registration after moving, changing your name, or purchasing a new firearm. Track renewal deadlines carefully and submit paperwork early. Maintain digital and physical copies of all licenses, registrations, and receipts. Tip: if a processing error occurs, follow up promptly. Don't wait until it becomes a legal problem. These 5 steps may seem simple, but in practice, they can be the difference between staying safe and facing severe legal consequences. Remember, the law is constantly evolving, and staying informed is your most powerful defense. And here's one final piece of advice. Don't rely on what you hear online or from friends. Always verify the facts from trusted, official sources. One wrong assumption could undo years of responsible gun ownership. If you follow these measures, check your accessories, know where you can use your firearms, store them properly, obey all local restrictions, and keep your licenses up to date, you'll significantly reduce your risk. You'll not only protect yourself legally, but you'll also safeguard your firearms and your family. Now that you know the mistakes and how to avoid them, take a moment to review your current situation. Are your licenses updated? Are your firearms stored correctly? Are you certain your accessories are legal? The difference between safety and legal trouble often comes down to the smallest details. Subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video, because staying informed could be the difference between keeping your firearms, protecting your rights, and safeguarding the people you love. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now, and make sure you and your family are always one step ahead of the law.